Hello, welcome back. It's David Trivaeo again. This is video number 5. In today's video, we're going to begin the process of adding users to our platform. So I've logged in again as the main administrator, my CRM admin, and pop into the admin panel. And here in my global settings is the user management function. The adding of users is easily achieved here through the user management interface, but just before I go into looking into that, need to be clear that you understand that the applications I have enabled here in my demonstration platform is all of the applications available on CloudWorksIT. Your initial registration may only have enabled a single application out of any of these, including its sub-applications, or it could be one or more of them. The features and functions available to you as an administrator here and the things that you might want to prepare will naturally be a function of that. Obviously, you know, I'm doing a use case of a small electricians company. In doing so, I may decide to actually structure my HR system effectively before adding users. It doesn't matter if you do it before or after the fact. The main thing I'm trying to bring out for you here is that you give some thought to that, and that you either acknowledge you're going to achieve these things later on by adding them later on to your solution, or that you prepare all of the different administrative functions so that when people sign up, they're logging into a system that's going to be learned once. So I mean that's totally up to you how you wish to do it. HR admin, for example, I might decide that I don't want to use the template departments that are shipped with the platform to start with. For my electricians company, I might have a management office. I may have a team of electricians. May have some sales capability, just so that we can have alerts and notifications going to people based on their departmental role, or there's only 3 of us to start with. And also we may decide to have departments available within the business that support the company specifically. That all makes much more sense when you add these features to the system. Obviously missing from yesterday's video number 4, is the product catalog. We wouldn't even be able to handle basic orders without entering details of what it is our clients were actually ordering from us. So that's a job I know I've left to do later on. So back to getting users added to the system. I'm going to take the easy way out here. Instead of adding the new user and fully completing the template for them, I'm going to do the quick way as an administrator, which is quick add. So this is going to be my one of my electrician partners. So I'll just call him CRM user. You know what? Let's be more. I'll call him electrician 1, and this is CRM user at thetidwells.org. So that's the email address of this user. Obviously, I'll let them know that I'm going to be adding them to the system. Whilst we do our best in the welcome emails to let people know why it is they've been added as a user to the system, might be useful if you let them know beforehand that you're going to add them and they will get this welcome mail. It may be that it lands in their spam folder, so if you tell them that you're going to add them, that at least they know to look there and look out for your email. So I'm adding the first user to the system. The system is going to send the account information for the first login to that user to this email address. I'm not adding any of the other details here. That's all I'm going to do. So the system is intelligently asking me, do I want to carry on this process and add another user? For now, we're going to say no. And we can see now in our user management, we've got 2 users. We look in the CRM system and we look in contacts. They're not here. So this is a pretty unique feature of CloudWorksIT and Trivaeo's platform, is that we don't clutter up the customer relationship management system with details of your employees. No, those are users on the platform are distinct from entities within it. So let's go back to my main admin. and user management, and we can see here that electrician number 1 has no picture yet, is a role as a standard user, basic company user permission group. We set that up together, and they're not approved, they're not online, they're not locked out. I can also see the dates when they last logged in, or whether or not they're blocked from the system. It is possible to block users from the system. So, an easy thing to do if an employee leaves the company is simply to come in here as the administrator, leave the data there, but block. That will stop them logging in, but it won't destroy all of the activities that he or she was involved with at the moment that they were let go from the business. So I can resend the activation link if this user complains that they haven't received their email, or block from here. So I'm just going to pop over to the email, and here we see we've got a welcome email from CloudWorksIT thanking me for the registration. Dear Electrician 1, your login and link to set up your account or password are enclosed. So this is my login link here, just for the purposes of not trying to log in on the same browser, because I'm logged in here as the administrator. I'm just going to pull over another browser and copy this link in. So here we go. You can see one on top of the other. I have my new user registration form here as the electrician number 1, and the first challenge is to enter my password. So I'm going to give it a password, and again, and security question, same as before, town of my first job. You all know the answer to this. You've been watching me do this before. I'll say OK. So there you go. It should be pretty familiar to you as the administrator. Obviously, this new user has a subtly different desktop. Let's compare the two of these things side by side. If I go back to my main menu over here, we just make this a little bit smaller. See, my administrative window includes things like administration. That's missing here from my default user. But otherwise, it looks pretty much the same. I don't have a team room. Wow, can you think why there's no team room showing for me? Well, it's because this user hasn't been added as a member of that team room. So we can see that the data across the system is looking at the role, looking at the permission, and also looking at the entitlements before it expresses this information on the user interface to that user. So what would I do as a new user to the platform? Well, let's go home. Let's have a look at HR, employee list. Who else is in the company? Oh, electrician number 1. You notice I cannot edit or delete the boss position. That's right, we set up those roles and permissions, but what I can do is begin the process of editing my own record. So let's add a picture. So I'm going to use a picture of my dog here quickly, I think. So Rupert, your pretty face will do the trick. And add some of the other details. So my location, yeah, I'll be in the Monmouth office. It's a user account. You notice I can't change that. Oh, I can update an e-signature. So here I can add a copy of my own signature by uploading the file. I can type it, so as electrician 1, there I can upload. So if I type in electrician 1 and refresh, I can get a electronic signature prepared for me. I like that one better. So I'll use that as my e-signature across the solution. That will appear on quotes and on my templates and my reports and what have you. So any fields that are mandatory are going to be red colored background. So I'll have London time zone, hit save. So I've just updated myself. At least now Rupert's picture is appearing as my picture. I can obviously add in more details as I see fit. So obviously I, as a user, would start navigating the system. I'd have a look around. You know your users are going to do this, aren't they? They're going to go into their world. Oh, I have no requests open, no workflow. Those are my details. This is the details of my company. These are documents I own. I don't own any at the moment. Ooh, holiday entitlement. Great. So the features and functions in this new Users My World, again, are a function of the applications that you purchased and the applications that you've licensed and attributed to users as an administrator. So whatever you haven't got active as an entitlement won't be appearing here. So, expenses, timesheets, objectives, make more profits. Now there's a good objective. And I can also immediately synchronize my instance of this technology to Microsoft Office 365, so that's contacts and calendars, and Google, also contacts and calendars. So I can immediately synchronize all of my external email and contact services, so it comes straight into this interface. And it's as simple as clicking on this link and then signing in and saying which of the attributes of the third-party service you want to automatically synchronize with your sign-on here. The purpose of all of this is to give your users the minimum number of sign-ons. It's very typical that companies will have multiple software systems doing a variety of tasks spread all over the place. Some of it may be cloud-based, some might be installed on-premise, some of it might be homegrown. And the entire purpose of the Trivaeo CloudWorksIT platform is to unify and bond all of these applications and all of these activities under a single sign-on, single set of roles and permissions, making life easier for your employees and putting key critical enterprise information directly in their face as fast as possible. So there you go. That will conclude this video. We've added a new user to the system. We've had a basic look around in this format of electrician number 1 to check that the roles and permissions we set as an administrator are what I am expecting to see and that we have just seen. So thanks a lot. We'll carry on the journey in the next video. Take care for now.